First question. Casey, saw your hand up.
Matt, it really seemed like in the second half the run was kind of stopped by even wanting to come there and have it got away. How'd your defense respond in that second half?
Yeah, we were getting pretty good shots, and they weren't going down to start the second half. Their shots were, so obviously they made a quick they closed the gap that media time by around 10 points. And when we subbed right there, I thought defensively, I thought Cam did some good things, and I thought Ethan did some good things, and they were able to push that lead back. And I think that's what we talk about with those guys is like, what's the score when you come in versus the score when you sub back out. So, it takes everybody, and those guys have done a really good job defensively for us, Cam and Ethan. And we started Mason to start the second half just from an offensive spacing purpose, and he played really well in the first half. And then when Trey came in, it's funny how that works, right? Trey played really well when he subbed back in for Mason, did a lot of really good things. So just proud of our guys, total team effort.
Matt, you know how these rivalry games can go. What does it say about your guys coming in here, hostile environment, and getting out of there?
Yeah, we've had a lot of great wins, but a lot of great neutral court wins. And that's really helped our resume, but we haven't, outside of winning at Maryland, we haven't really played that well on the road, true road games. This is just our fourth game. So, we needed a game like this. We needed to play better, we needed to shoot better. But we also needed to give ourselves a chance and not turn the ball over. I thought, if you look at the box score, we gave ourselves a chance. But when you get into these rivalry games, anything can go. So like when they, quickly cut our lead by 10 points, and it's exactly what you're thinking, right? I know you guys have never stood up there and coached a game, but it's, you really think at that time, like, and it's at 4 possessions, 5 possessions, it can happen. But you got to keep your poise and keep your patience, and just keep doing what you did to get in that position.
Not just the offensive plays you got from Fletcher to slow or stop their runs.
Right.
Just what did that kind of say about him in those moments?
Yeah, the 3 he made in the second half was big. When they were making that run, and I think he pushed it back to 14, and it was at 11. But he just had timely shots. It was very, very steady for us. Tonight going 5 for 6, and 4 for 4 from 3, and getting 19 points. But Fletcher's a good player. He does a great job of playing off of Braden. He does a great job of playing off of Zach.
Man, at the very first media timeout of the game, you put Mason in. Right after that, he goes right at Mbako in the paint. Mbako picks up his second.
Yeah.
Is that maybe the first step in putting you on the right path? Mbako started well.
Yeah, he's a good player. He's talented, and his ability to make shots and his ability to do things off the bounce a little bit. He's really coming. He's one of those guys that's going to be really good next year. And he's had that learning curve. You watch him the first 5 or 6 games, and now you watch him now. He's a different player. He's guarding, he's defending, he's doing what coach wants him to do. But now is a big play. When you can come in there, you can bring guys like Mason Gillis off your bench, Caleb First off your bench, Ethan, Cam, Miles, all those guys. It's a real spark because they're really not, subs. They're really starters that come off the bench.
Matt, last year Braden left here, and I think he was a little down with the way that ended. Tonight his shot's not going down, but he did a lot of other things to help you guys win the game. I think that kind of shows the maturity of this kid, right?
Yeah, Braden's a good player. He's competitive. He's got poise. Sees the floor. Takes the coaching, understands what they're trying to do, what they're trying to take away. Has a good feel for where Zach is and what Zach's trying to do. You got to give him time. Sometimes to get back in there, depending on how they're guarding it. But now, outside of just his finishes, we just got to do a better job of working with him on some of his speed dribble finishes because he's good. He's good at that. And tonight it just didn't fall for him. But he was in control of the game. He had the ball in his hands more than anybody on that court, and he was definitely in control.
Matt, I'm sure Zach probably took last year kind of personal. What more can you say about him in what is almost certainly his last trip here to play the way he did?
He's a good player. He didn't shoot a great percentage. It's a really good game for him. We kept him in there a long time. He didn't get very many breaks. He played 36 minutes. And I thought when he got fatigued, he missed a couple, but I also thought he got fatigued. And, he made a couple. He kept going at Ware, kept, holding him accountable. But, Zach's the best. There's no way around it. He rebounds the basketball. He causes a lot of attention. You see when he goes one-on-one, he's going to draw some fouls. He's going to score the basketball. He accumulates a lot of rebounds. He's a real tough cover.
Ware and Renew finished pretty far below their season scoring numbers. Just what did it take defensively to kind of limit those guys?
Yeah, Renew was the guy for us. We thought, that, you know, he was the one. You know, we gave him a lot of attention. So when he dribbled and when he was extended, you know, we put another guy there, we went at him, tried to double him. We got in a couple rotations and got burned that way, but he's so good when he gets to his right shoulder and gets to the middle, whether he's driving it or he's posting. So you gotta keep him off the glass. He had 2 offensive rebounds, but you know, he's